what your plans are, because I know that you were previously saying that you weren't going to, or you didn't want to divert the EMFF because you thought it wasn't suitable. So what actually is going to happen in relation to it, and what is critically important as well, is that all fishermen would be dealt with and assisted. It might take different measures for different categories of fishermen, especially the under 10 metres and stuff like that there, but that all fishermen will benefit from whatever measures are put forward from the European Union, because that, I think, is vitally important, and to make sure that everybody does benefit. And we've seen that a number of the measures that are there already to benefit for COVID, the financial measures and stuff like that there, don't apply to fishermen or farmers anyway. So it's actually there in the documents. I checked it this evening before I came in here on the website, and they don't apply to fishermen and farmers in those criteria. There's only 1 out of 3 of them that do. So I think that's vitally important that you actually say what's going to happen and what's going to happen for the different elements of fishermen as well within the state. Thank you.
Well, look, we do recognise we have some room to manoeuvre in terms of EMFF funding that, because of COVID-19, may have been earmarked for expenditure in other areas that will not now be necessary, and looking at how we might reallocate that funding. I just want to say there is a view that there's up to 30 million euros available in that context of unspent or uncommitted EMFF funding. There isn't a smell of it, of that kind of money. But we are looking at what resources we might be able to allocate. And I do accept your point about all the sectors, including the inshore. And I have to say, I've been quite proactive in terms of looking after the inshore sector, as you'll be aware, in terms of, in particular, excluding the larger boats out of the inshore waters. And I'm very keen that in terms of any deliberations we have on these matters, that the NIF would be in the room, and they were as late as yesterday in the room in consultation on these matters with all of the other POs and representatives of processors, indeed from your own constituency as well, Deputy. So we are acutely aware of it. If you're employed on a fishing boat, you are entitled, and that boat is tied up now, and you're unemployed, you are entitled to the COVID-19 350 payment. If you're self-employed and you're unemployed now, you're entitled to the COVID-19 payment. The sector is entitled to the horizontal supports as any other sector is. You're not entitled
to assistance towards the ongoing costs, which for small vessels could be up to €12,000
I suppose
that they have to pay continuously.
In terms of that, look, I mean, that's a point that I suppose is applicable to every sector of the economy. And I appreciate in terms of the debate here tonight, it's about what other supports might be available. But whatever other supports are available, we need to make sure that we get the maximum bang for our buck in terms of how we target it. And I'm in consideration of that, following 2 direct levels of engagement which I've had on these matters with representatives of the fishing industry.